Hello family. This is me, Lisa Transcendence Brown, and I'm going to try to do a video, and hopefully the computer doesn't drag because I'm on the one that I prefer instead of the one that I don't like. So the one I prefer doesn't work as well. Alright, so I've got a lot of videos to do. Happy 11/11 Gateway, everyone. We've been in the Gateway since towards the end of October. And when a gateway opens, then you start through the passageway, which is basically resolving all of the realities that are no longer in alignment, whether that be a very physical reality and everything that happens, or an energetic holographic reality, where you're just working with the energies of things. Sometimes you've got some thoughts that come up, and this is basically a check your mentality phase and see what's really going on with you, so you're not recreating reality still from the old mindsets that you used to hold, and you're not allowing the old things anymore. Basically, you're aligning your own realities during this time, so that when we connect back up, when StarGates activate, they basically synchronize, and everything we've gone through. Oops, I think we hung. Oops, everything we've gone through up to that point is, I guess the best way for me to describe it is, once the StarGate or the gateway opens, same thing, different words, or phases, because this is all right, computer, be kind to me, please. That's all this is the completion of phases, the activation of phases, what phase we're in, for our own soul awakening journey here, soul embodiment, spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening, abrupt awakening, a harsh awakening, a soft landing, a quantum hop, a quantum, all of these things, all a part of the process here. Okay, so when a gateway activates and opens, then basically a portal opens. And it's time to go through anything that is not, you'll actually cycle through different aspects of yourself. And what will happen is, for me, when StarGate started, when I started being aware of, when my own human StarGate activated and linked up, and I could actually hear all the StarGates, and that we had access to up until that point, being a forerunner, a way shower, then it's part of my, quote, job, role, missions, purposes here to share this information and knowledge with others who will go through it or are going through it too. Technically, it's all of our jobs to do that. Some of us are more verbal than others. Some of us share more than others. Everybody will have to share eventually. But while we still have certain types of physical realities, then there are certain things that we still do, because there are those, I wouldn't say they're limits anymore, because the limits have been removed. It's more about how physical realities still are, in a way, with no limits in them. Now, that's about the best way I can describe that right now. All right, so, but in the beginning, when I was working through my 12 primary aspects of myself and each dimension, as I activated each dimensional aspect and I worked through that dimensional aspect, I also activated, if you will, and I break them down according to the way I see and I understand. These don't conform to a book. We don't care about books. They don't. Humans don't comprehend this. Are there writings that explain it? Yes, there are. That's why you want to do the research and figure things out for yourself. But when you actually go through it, a lot of the time, it'll be nothing like people wrote about or what people said. Because until you have the experience... Oh, come on, computer, be kind to me. I pause so it can catch up. The more crystals we hold, the less computers work. So it's challenging because I go through a lot of computers, and I have two. And they both have issues because of all of the frequencies that we keep having to retune to. And so that's, the electronics are a whole different part of this ball game as well, and constantly upgrading to accommodate these fast changing everythings. So becoming a computer yourself, then you usually operate faster than the computer itself does. All right, so as you activate different aspects of yourself, then you activate those gifts as well too. Now, as you embody that aspect, as you integrate the light of that aspect, as you integrate the characteristics, the mannerisms, the encodements of that aspect, and they all represent a different dimension, and if you will. And so when I was working through like the first 12 that I was very conscious of, then I would cycle through those 12. And so when we would hit a StargGate point, and the Stargates would start dialing, then I had to actually work through a different reality would arrive, and I would see it. And that aspect of me would have to work through anything that wasn't in alignment with that aspect of me that I was here to embody. And then it would redial, because the Stargates dial, and they dial codes and sequences that are held within your field. And so I would actually hear them redial, and it's like, uh-oh, we're changing realities, and boom, we would change realities. And that next aspect of me would actually have to work through that reality. Everything in my outer reality that wasn't in alignment with that, I had to deal with it. And then we would redial. And boy, let me tell you, when you're working through 12 different realities within one day, in the beginning, it happened over months and years because I wasn't conscious and aware. And I hadn't linked up those aspects of myself yet. Then after we hit 12, we went into 13, which was, for me, Christed consciousness. We kept going until we hit 16, and I don't really care. We couldn't care less. They're all the same thing. Numbers don't matter. But at one point in time, my universe basically told me to go look them up so that I could understand, so I could explain it later. And then we don't care about it anymore. I was aware that when I hit the 16th dimension, the God particle, God consciousness activated in me. It was a few years ago. But then everything that happens every day, every distortion you clear, every reality you have is, that's the activation. But then you have to go through like months and years of everything in your reality, in your life, in your existence, to fine-tune everything and come back to balance, and to hold as you move back and forth and maneuver back and forth between your different aspects. You'll eventually merge them all into one here. Went beyond 16, I don't know, hit 18 at some point in time. We went galactic, and then we hit into the 20s, and went way up. And everybody has assigned dimensional numbers the way that it means for them, so those things don't really matter so much. You can technically hit into the hundreds if you want to, but then they kind of all compress down into primary ones, if you will. Holding God, galactic, and global consciousness all in consciously all the time, and fulfilling your purposes and your missions and your roles here as a soul. Means basically transcending all of your humanness, transcending all of those old limits that you had in place, transcending everything, all those programs, the distortions, decoding the matrix, and moving beyond all of the those dimensional realities that were technically just a projection. That you stop projecting those realities, you stop entertaining those realities, you stop playing in those realities. You're aware there are others' realities, but they're not yours, because you start realizing you can just change the channel, tune your frequency to a different one, and you can have a whole different reality. And so why wouldn't you want to play in bliss and magic and do all of these amazing things instead of being all caught up in the old ones that are going to collapse? So basically you get to keep playing in the collapse, supporting the collapse with your money, your energy, creating the collapse in your world that is going to occur in your world. Or you shift your focus and you start embracing your dreams. You start embracing the amazing magic, and you get in there and you get busy. And you start contributing, supporting, all of those things. Okay, so the whole reason I started this video was because to talk about the different aspects of yourselves, because each one of your aspects, the big ones for me along the way were the Elohim, the Arcturians. That one was profound. I sat in that for 3 days. The energy of it, just the profound love was immense. And then living my life as an Arcturian. and bringing that forth here. And then you move through aspects. When I activated Syrian, that's the no nonsense, no bullshit. It's like, no, stop playing games. Serious, notice the word, step up, get it done. That's the one that'll tell you get your butt in gear. And me being predominantly Syrian, tends to be my energy most of the time, but you don't ever step out of those other aspects. And what's cool is Lyran was a big one. I went through Lyrian, Syrian. Yeah, you know what I mean. Simultaneously at the same time. I'm flying up under the Sphinx, activating all these encodements, which were one of my big original ones, way back in the days, if you will. The angelic realm. Archangel Michael. All of these different aspects will be when I sprouted wings. When my wings came out, it freaked me out. I didn't know we had wings. I couldn't even tell anybody for a little while. And then when I started doing energy and we started bringing people's wings out, it was funny because people were booking sessions to get their wings. And you gotta love it when you're doing unicorn horns and you're doing wings and all kinds of cool things that really actually affect your physical body. Because when your wings are stuck in your back and you don't expand them out, your back will actually hurt. Oops, I froze again. Okay, you'll actually have back pain. So if you haven't brought your wings out, you need to bring your wings out. It'll help a whole lot. And you'll have different sets of wings all along the way. I went through angelic. I had fairy wings in the beginning, which was cool because I was a fairy. For a long time, that's what kind of opened me up to the magical realm. And then the archangels. And then you move into, let's see, my mermaid, prominent part of me here. All right, so each one of these, your DNA will actually adapt to that aspect of you. So once you activate that aspect, it takes a while because your DNA, your consciousness, your genetics recode according to the consciousness that you've activated. And your DNA becomes adaptive. DNA, RNA, everything starts to change. And so you're recoding your consciousness, your DNA yourself, as you activate the energy of these aspects inside of you, and you hold the frequency all the time, and it becomes who you are, how you function in every moment of every day. This is not something we turn off. This is not something we do a little bit. This is something is full blown. This is your new existence here. A gift, many gifts come forth with whichever aspect you've activated and integrated right then. Now, the reason I bring this up is because there's been a lot of talk about people who are waking up to their soul purpose now, and their missions, their roles, and getting in service and being in service and anchoring all of the information from the higher realms, if you will, those other dimensional frequencies in this physical one, getting everything into play. Getting all of the amount of work done that comes forth for you to accomplish. That's a really big deal, and that takes a lot of mastery. In the beginning, it's whimsical. It's fun. It's awesome. You're playing a whole lot, and then that play never goes. It's always whimsical. It's always awesome. It's always peaceful. It's always magical. It's also amazing. But the higher you go, dimensionally, if you will, consciousness-wise, if you will, the more expanded you're able to stay. Expanded in all these other dimensions and hold these frequencies inside of you all of the time, the more responsibility you have. And this is where the human has issue, is it doesn't like the responsibility part. Well, it's a part of growing up as a higher self and becoming the whole universe again, becoming source in the physical here, holding God energy in the physical here, becoming a creator of your entire realities, all things here. It's a part of the process. And if you want to fulfill your purposes and your missions and your roles, then you kind of got to do it. There is no other way. But each aspect you activate within yourself is going to have a different purpose. And this is the whole reason for this. Now I'm 14 and a half minutes into a video, just now talking about the reason. So many say, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? I want to know my purpose. Well, you're going to have a million gazillion of those because each aspect of you has a different purpose, has different roles. And what you do and when you do it is going to be dependent on the moment that presents. And you're going to oscillate. You're going to maneuver. You're going to move back and forth between each one of them. The more aspects you embody, the more expansive you are, the more things you do here. And so when you have, if you will, fully embodied all of your aspects, you'll be doing a million gazillion things. You'll have a lot of responsibility for the things that you are here to accomplish and share in global, galactic, God, unity, Jesus. I called him Jeshua, but basically Christed, Crystalline. They're all the same thing. They're just different versions of the same thing. As a crystalline being, as a grid keeper, then you're going to do many, many things here. So don't limit yourself to one. Don't ask yourself, what's my purpose? As basically, in the beginning, our purpose is becoming conscious. Our purpose is being present. Our purpose is to be very conscious of everything we say, think, do, what we're putting out into the world, what we're projecting, what we're lending our energy to. And then it moves into what you're allowing and what you're not doing, what you're not stepping up and doing. Because it flips from what everybody is doing, and then it'll flip around to what everybody's not doing. What are you not doing? Where are you lacking? And where's everybody still believing they are? And then it's what you're doing and what you're not doing, so that it becomes all of those. So, but each one of your aspects will have a different purpose, different mission, different role. When you get into your Atlantean, and you do have Atlantean, you have Lemurian, you have Galactic, all of these aspects that you'll be fulfilling. Your human will just dissolve into all. You'll be occupying a physical human body, the one that you chose to occupy here. In this physical incarnation is the one you walk around in, but it's very different here. You're a soul. You are higher selves. You are all of these aspects merged into physical form. You are just pure energy, and you just move between the aspects that need to be present right then. Cool part is you don't impose on anybody. You don't interfere. You don't project things upon others. You also don't take anything from them. Judgment goes. You don't worry about anybody else. You're very focused on what you're here to be and do. It's a world of everybody coming together, supporting, and this is the key. The human doesn't like to use their money. They don't want to lose their money. They don't want to share their money. And money is a huge part of this process for clearing your lack. And the reason I say that is while we still have a money physical reality, then it's still an issue. And as it dissolves and goes, if and when it does, because eventually it will, but how you experience this is going to be dependent on you. But we are in fully abundant realities, money-wise, if you will, for those who are in service to the light, as light, being the light, getting out there, making a difference. Then everything gets diverted over, and basically, and so those in the collapse phase, the deconstruction phase, their stuff's going. For those who have done the rebuilding phase and become the foundation of all of yours is coming to you. It's kind of cool because everything reverses, which is the kind of the point. Part of unity consciousness, and part of you being fully supported for being in service. But there are a lot out there that don't get how much you have to actually do in order to be supported. You're the one that has to step up. You don't get supported by just sitting around. Now there is a part of the phase, the process, that you have to master being and allow things to come to you. But then as you master being, then you have to master doing, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and you birth creation, you birth projects, you birth everything, and you have to nurture it. You have to anchor it all here, which is one of the courses that I've got coming up, is how to teach all of this. Got 30 courses and 6 books on the way. Okay, so I'm a little bit busy here. Me and the team, got an awesome team. They rock. And that took years too. You know what, guys? It takes a while. It's all dependent on you and what you're putting out and what you're doing and accomplishing yourself. So the reason I did this was because your gifts, your skills, honing your skills, using your gifts, and returning to full everything, unlimited everything is there are steps and processes of how all of this works. And it makes it so much easier, which is why a lot of us chose to be forerunners, way showers, and technically every one of you are a way shower. Because it's up to you to be a cosmic portal. It's up to you to open those portals and gateways. It's up to you to basically in a way, be the leader, but yet not a leader from a place of I'm over you, because that's spiritual hierarchy, and we don't play that here. Basically, you were to show that things can be different by opening up and being that unified being of love, being that unified, peaceful, awesome, blissful, magical one that shares, one that supports. And when you start stepping up and you start sharing, you start supporting, you start valuing others, valuing what, like all of us, what we put out into the world. There are so many that don't value that yet, and they don't understand it's not about us, it's their value. They don't value themselves or their soul. They don't value, they're putting something else first. And we recognize that, and we understand it, we respect that too. The difference is we do value us. We do value, and we value all of those who value themselves too. And so in the overhaul of a value system, which is a huge thing, that's why all the unworthiness stuff is coming out. That's why once you come to understand, I'm going back to money for a moment, how money works, why you have money to start with, and the purpose of money, then money's not a constraint anymore. Money's a gift. It's a bonus. It's awesome. It's bliss. It's love. It's here to create something for everybody. It's here to share. And I had to go through years of learning how to do this myself, sharing, supporting, using my money to make a difference. And I still do every moment of every day, which is why we don't lack anymore. So, all right. Didn't mean to go off on that again. Yes, that's one of my biggie ones, because there's so many still holding themselves to a lack mentality of reality, and still live there. And as a way shower, when we come through, we're supposed to bring, if you will, everybody through mindset-wise and show them we don't live there anymore. And some are open to that. But when you have hundreds of thousands of people and they're all coming through in their own way, then we're always leaving others behind mentality-wise. We're always leaving those realities behind. They don't exist anymore. They're gone. But there are a lot of people that still live in those realities. And there are others, because when you move out of that reality, you move into a reality where others don't live in those realities anymore. You move into the realities that you really, really want. When you let go of the realities you don't. All right, so I'm going to finish this up because I got a lot of stuff to do today, as usual. We've come back online. The 1111 StargGate, we've been in the passageway. This morning, started synchronizing. And huge. We have activated the most StarGates I've ever heard. And each time we do this, it's always so much more than before. And we're not finished. We're still synchronizing. All the new realities, getting in gear. You can hear them. They're all preparing over the next couple days when 1111 comes through and opens up. We'll all shift, but we're shifting continually. But we kind of came back online. The last 10 days have been the passageway where everybody works through things. And so that's either very physical or just energetic. And while you're just working through the energetic of things, you're still doing a lot of other things. So, okay. Biggest thing is that as you embody each one of your aspects, as you become these aspects, then you'll actually own and hold the gifts that aspect has. And that will be something that you bring forth into this physical world and use to assist, guide, share, reach, teach, re-educate, doesn't matter, activate, whatever words you want to use. And you'll have a gazillion of them. You won't be limited to one. About the time you master one, your universe is going to shift you over to a different one. And then it'll shift you over to a different one. Then it'll shift you over to a different one. Sometimes you're going through 3, 4, 5, all at a time. And then you master them all. And you can move between all of them. Boom. Oh, I'm on this one. Oh, this moment is this one. Oh, nope, we're over on this one again. And it's kind of cool because you don't have to do anything. If you're actually doing the work, if you're actually doing what you're here to do, then those things come very naturally and they're super easy. And not only that, half the time you're doing them and you don't even know it because they're just that natural. It's a very organic process, not trying. No, it's a very organic process of not trying. As humans, we did have to try that. As humans, we had to care. As humans, it had to be important. It had to be a priority. As humans, we had to really want it, so that we would actually focus our energy there, that we would put our energy on that, spend our time on that, spend our money on that. And that's what's telling our universe we're really serious. And so that things can come to us a whole lot easier here. All right, I think I've done enough. I got a ton of other videos to do. Let's see what we got going on this week. One of the next videos coming up, which is a really long one, but I might have to do that one in installments just because it's been going on for so long, the last few months, and there's been so much in it. But entering the avatar consciousness and soul embodiment these last few months for me. I'm recording, I'm documenting so that I can put this out later. There's way too much to explain. The physical body, what it has to go through in order to hold all these encodements is a big deal. Then the just how everything has to align. We have to honor that process, number one, above all things, and let everybody do their thing. There is another one, and I wrote about this today, about not treating others like less, because that's technically your hierarchy too. When you start to realize that when you have connected with your own ascended self, when you have become your own ascended self, then you see the ascended aspect of others too. The difference is you also see all aspects, if you will, but you don't treat them, and this is key, you don't treat them as a lesser being. You don't treat them that they don't have the capability. You don't treat them like they're unconscious, and you don't treat them like they're not able. A lot of people still walk around like others aren't conscious, others aren't doing this, and that really doesn't have anything to do with others. It has to do with you. You're here to master all of that. Your exchanges, what you do, your reactions, what you do. Because the thing about it is if you are being your ascended self, then you're connecting with that ascended self of them too. Now, if they're really, really human, then you're going to see that humanness too. And that's when you've got to decide how much you want them in your immediate reality all the time. And you'll actually see that you don't. If they're really human, because there's going to be a lot of resistance, there's going to be a lot of fight, there's going to be a lot of struggle, there's going to be a lot of stuff in the way that's going to be very time consuming for you if you have to constantly spend your energy on somebody who doesn't want to really do the work yet, and which means that we actually respect their need to do their journey somewhere else in their way, because it means they need experiences in order to show them and help them wake up. And sometimes it takes a while, and to understand this, it might be years. And this is where a lot of, like, I'm going to use the word only for the sake of describing, but not really. This is where a lot of the twins come in, or the relationships come in, is any relationship technically, and you come together, but you're in different places. And you have that spark, you have that fire, you have that awesomeness in order to awaken you and them. But living in different universes, that's kind of interesting to maneuver. But we went through, and I only speak of karma from a place of karma technically doesn't exist, but it does. It's just an unconscious program. So as long as you're playing out a story, playing out a role, as long as you're playing out contracts and clearing energies within yourself, you don't have to be unconscious of it. You can be conscious this is what you're doing. But twin karma, when I cleared that in August within myself, then that was a big deal. Galactic karma last year, the Akash being completely clear. Human karma years ago. And once you clear that, then you basically, your cellular imprints and all are clear. You don't have those unconscious contracts. You don't have those unconscious anything anymore. And so basically karma is just you playing out physical realities of an unconscious program. And you can be conscious while you're playing out an unconscious program, too. That one gets a bit tricky, but it's kind of cool. All right, so... All right, so I packed a bunch in here today. Really important, when you see others, there is an ascended aspect of them, too. And you can connect with their soul. The difference is the ability to maintain that ascended state. The ability to maintain as a higher self being, the ability to maintain 24/7 as the universe, as a creator of your realities. That's the difference here. But don't go in, or you can if you want to, but if you go in thinking they're asleep, then technically you're not even looking for the aspect of them that's awake. So go in expecting them to be awake. Go in expecting the higher version, and just be surprised if you see the other version, because that's part of diamond light code frequencies too, and your crystalline. And diamond frequencies is multifaceted. And as you activate this within you, this is how you start to see and function, which is awesome. All right, so I love you guys. I apologize for the video on this thing. I'm working on getting another computer again, for getting a lot of these things done. We've got a lot coming up. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you what's coming up. Okay, so we've got Lorraine Gailey's the interview. I think it was last week with her. Yeah, it was on the 3rd. That's on replay now, and we went for an hour and a half. We answered a lot of callers' questions. That's up on the website, on the upcoming events page, Awakening to Remembering my website. Let's see. And the website's in the middle of being overhauled. We've been doing this. Lee on the light team, he rocks. He took that on. He's overhauled it. We're still working on it. So if you see some glitchy things, be patient, because we're updating, and it's been a while since we have so much to put on there and to rework. And so that we can work in a more productive manner, instead of working 24 hours a day like we have been for years. So, okay. This Saturday we have the November, which is on the 12th, live group session. This is an audio call that we do where we answer your questions. As the membership community comes online, then we'll be doing community events with this too. For now, we're doing the monthly live group calls until we get that up. Hopefully, it'll be soon. One of the team members is flying in tomorrow, so we can slam through all of the courses and projects that we need to get up and out for the next couple weeks. Let's see what we got next week. Soul Talk Telesummit, where we're going to do live caller Q&A. We're going to talk about how your lives are affected, touched by your soul awakening inside your body. And everybody on earth's been woken up, so it's very important for everybody now. Let's see what we have. The Ascended Mastery interactive course that we started. We had an awesome screw up on our end that we actually, this was on the Carrie Murphy masterclass series that we did. And it was a 16-hour course, the original one a couple years ago, but we're doing a new one on top of that. And we're doing live group with that, so that's interactive. But because when we set it up, we put up the wrong course, which is the one we were originally going to use, which is Embracing Self-Mastery. Now everybody gets both courses, which I think the first Embracing Self-Mastery was like, I don't know, I might be wrong, 8 hours. And then the other one was 16 hours, and then this one was going to be 8 hours. But that one even turned into more. So I don't even know how many hours that is. 8 times 3 is 24, 25, 30. I don't know. We did the first call the other day and realized the mistake, that when we saved it all, the computer didn't save it, so we had the wrong course up. So what we did was we left the other course. We added the new one. So now it's going to be a total of 3 courses, all for the one. And we rescheduled and put an additional live interactive event in there. And the call we did the other day that we just turned it into a Q&A for all day long. And I think that one, we ended up going total like 7 hours, recording about 5.5. So that one's a ton. But everybody that wanted to do that one, now it's been beefed up even huger. Yeah, we make up our own words. And we can re-offer it now for everybody that wants to, because we're going to have 2 more sessions in that one, or the actual course, the updated course and stuff. So if you're wanting to do that one, you can. Loren, we did a bunch of stuff with her, and there's a huge a deal with her. And then also on Tom Burgos, we've got stuff running on his too, which the replay should be coming up pretty soon. So there's a whole lot going on, guys. We've got new courses coming out. The Navigating Dimensions, where we took the book and turned it into an interactive course. Module 3 comes up on that in about a... All right, video be nice. Module 3 comes up on that, which we do, I think, mid-month. So in about a week and a half, maybe. I can't think of anything else right now, and I know there's still a ton. But whatever, there's like so much for you to utilize and do. And the other courses, we're going to be putting them up too, as different special offers for you to go through and pick and choose. So just keep an eye out on the website. There's a ton. We've got a lot of new stuff coming up too, so keep an eye out for that as well. Everything we've been doing a lot of live predominantly the last many years, because that's what gives us the interaction. That's like a big deal. We also offer them on replays on purpose, because there are a lot of people who want to do them at their leisure, and you can still be fully activated just by listening. And that's the cool part, because everything I do is light encoded. Let's see what else. Navigating Dimensions, the book. Lots, really using that right now. Huge. So lots, plenty, and the Andaras. Yes, we have. Okay, so hold on. Gotta play with Andaras. Hi guys. This is beautiful, isn't it? One of the new ones that I got. Oh yeah, I got a hair clip on my finger. Let's see what I got. Let's play. So these are mine, but beautiful. Why not? I don't have a lot of sunshine today, so here's my beautiful pink baby. Isn't she awesome? Look at that. That's a part Venusian, part pink Shekinah. A red, which the red is huge for working with the Divine Ruby Ray. And it also works with some of the twin energies, so that you can clear those unconscious programs within you and move into divine soul union. Within yourself. This doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. If you did choose to have a partner in the physical, then it will prepare you for that, because your divine soul unions in the physical are not like the old relationships were. It's very different here. So this one, we have to do all of this stuff within us first. And here's a beautiful one with the colors. Okay, let's see what else. We do love our blues. We love all of them. They're all magnificent. Here's Higher Heart. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's see, a gold. And I had to request somebody recently, and I haven't been able to get it together. But we're going to do some Endara parties, on Skype or Google Plus or something. And we're going to put them up, and people who want to purchase, I'll actually put the actual Endara up, and you can basically choose to purchase them. Some of these are rare. You cannot get them anymore. And so some of these I don't put up. I actually spent the money to buy them myself, because I use them. One, turning the home into a temple, and keeping the vibration their place throughout the home. To the work that we do with others. And when people come to the island and they want to purchase and stuff like that too. But and then the rest we ship out all over the world. Okay. But the Andaras alone are beyond anything. And so we put pictures up for activation, so you can utilize the pictures. But we'll get a video. Maybe we'll do it once a month, maybe twice a month. We're working on it, guys. And you can join us. And if you want to buy, maybe you can buy by me holding it up in the sunshine and you seeing it. Let's see, this one. One of these is going overseas pretty soon. So, isn't that beautiful? The liquid Crystalline, the liquid aqua Lemurian, celestial aqua Lemurian, Syrian, kind of cool. And yes, I can't get my hands on any more of these. So a lot of these, once they go, they're gone. Each one unique within themselves. So if you see something and it speaks to you, then that's a sign. We work with these every day. It's a big deal. All right, so let's see. I think I've done everything and that I can talk about today without wandering off too much. So I'm going to finish this one out. We got a lot of interviews coming up. We got another one I'm scheduling right now. We have a lot that we're offering course-wise. We've got a lot that we're offering all the time. So if you want supportive something that's going to continue to activate you, come join us. Check out the website. There's tons there too. And happy 11/11. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Always moving into new realities. And get ready. This is a big deal. The whole rest of this year, and then we go into 2017. And let me tell you, every solstice, every year, once we hit the 11/11, we automatically open up. That opens the gateway for the solstice. Now, solstice, big deal. Each year has been a bigger deal than the year before, substantially huge. This one is going to outdo all of the previous ones. So you can look back over your last few solstices, like the whole 11 November, December time frame, all the way into mid-January, and anchoring all of that in the physical here. You can see how big each year has been and how much bigger. That'll give you a gauge for how much bigger that's going to be. Here for soul embodiment, here for global consciousness, here for galactic consciousness, here for you fulfilling all of your soul's purposes for anchoring the higher realities in here, and for heaven on earth, experiencing it fully. Because you get to pick the dimension that you want to exist in. It's up to you to hold the frequency all the time so that you can expand your consciousness all the time and choose. It's all up to you. All right, I love you guys, and I shall talk to you very soon. Have an amazing 11/11. Everybody, focus your energy on what's important, sacred, everything, support, contributing, stepping up. Every bit of it is super important. You don't get to sit on the sidelines anymore. If you're floating in bliss and magic and playing, go for it. It's really, really important phase for you to be in right now. Everybody's in the phase they need to be in, and honor that. And when you're really ready to jump huge, get ready. Because the moment you commit to something, the moment you choose, the moment you really are ready, then basically your universe, it will support you. So I love you guys. Have an amazing everything, and we will talk to you very soon. Mahalo.